Yes, very exciting. But with the map pick that Built Butter has, we are seeing that the Money Crew, they'll be starting on defense, and it is split. Typically seen as a very defender favored
Do you think
map.
so after the
With
updates?
I was about to say, with the recent changes, that's my concern here. I think for the Money Crew is that with a
Hmm.
very organized team, attacker side on this map is so good.
Yeah.
It's really hard to hold a push and aggressive play styles uh from the opposing or from the attacking team if you're not built or capable for that. So it's
Hmm.
going to be a combination of the picks that the Money Crew will have to hold down both A and B site, as well as mid, with mid being like such an important factor in this map.
Hmm.
uh as well as just kind of capitalizing on or trying to be on par with that sort of communication that Built Butter has coming into this, and just trying to put a chip into their very, very, I would say, very disciplined and defensive or patient play style.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that, I think we're starting to load into the map here just shortly. But I'm interested to see what we see in the way of picks because I think Split is a map that allows for a lot more adaptation. I feel like a lot of teams pick very
Mhm.
stale comps with, say, your bind. Like we saw last time, everyone
Yeah,
had like the same comp that we've all seen since the beta. Like
yeah,
there was nothing fresh there. But here, I guess there's the Sages out, but I feel like that's still pretty bog standard for Split.
yeah. She's pretty sound. Like at this point, I almost you kind of expect her. She's a staple of this map, and we both teams are going or are, I mean, are definitely considering running her. Money Crew still haven't locked it in, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do lock. Yep, there they go. So we're going to be seeing again very similar, almost a mirror lineup for them. Just kind of a little variation on the flavor as far as their duelists go, but
Hmm.
I do like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about duelists, if you're the Money Crew fan, I might be a little bit afraid of Flowerful up on the Reyna. She was having a really, really good game last game, and I've seen her on Reyna before, and she can be a pretty scary sight on that character. So I'm gonna be interested to see how much impact they can find. And I think for the side of the Money Crew, what they're gonna want to do is they need early rounds. They need something that's gonna bolster their confidence. Because getting 13-3, yeah, you have that 5 minutes to talk, reset, maybe get in with your coach if you have one,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. But they need something to remind them that they're a good team, what they've
Yeah.
done to get here. They need something to kind of start that momentum rolling, get the energy in there if it's not already back from the break. So we will have to see, but I could definitely see this kind of spiraling and just being a 2-0 for Built Butter. But the Money Crew, they're fighting them yet, and it might just start into this pistol round. Cypher is set up towards this site. They're making things quick. Slays holding in close, and they're already out. It is a good flash, but Flowerful, I don't know how she found that frag. She does it regardless, an overheal available, and nothing Lunar can do already. Pissed around, looking great for Built Butter. 3 defenders starting to work back in from heaven, but that CT area still walled off.
Yeah, it's already I mean, you're having to push three bodies into the five that is Built Butter here, and they're, if anything, they're just pushing you back. Like they're playing quite aggressive on the push here. But Zoe, with that frenzy, will connect as they push their way over. But the trades, Flowerful, as you said, on that Reyna, triple kill for her. Ooh.
Yeah, really good round from the side of Built Butter. I like that they just disrespected the Cypher utility. We knew what they were feeling it. They could just kind of send it in there. They found the frags and they could just kind of scale their way through. But I also want to point out the play there from Vernina. She was playing back in main, holding that flank watch, and we saw that they were trying to push her, try and flush her out, but she just fell back. She just chilled out.
Mhm.
She knew in that in that moment, even though her position might not have been the most important, if her team died on site, she would need to be there to be kind of that hero in for the retake. And I'm really glad to see that they're still playing conservatively like that, still playing smart. But it is the buy round up, of course, for Built Butter. A good start from Ari, though.
Yeah. That'll be a little bit of a slowdown forced here for Built Butter as they try to reset a bit from that early pick, but they are going to slowly make their way up middle, which as of right now, I wouldn't necessarily say uncontested because you have Jenna watching up top. She will spot those bodies. And everybody's just kind of waiting, like a little default play here, trying to see if they can, if Built Butter can get a pick of their own, even things out a bit before they push through onto site. But commitment with that wall is going to be made as they make their way onto B site. But Zoe down here with only that classic will have to face Panini on the Spectre. But Ari picks out another headshot with that Sheriff.
30 seconds left.
But that spike is now going to go down.
Ari is pretty darn good with that Sheriff. If she's hitting shots like that, maybe that's a bit of a sign of a life out of him. Maybe that's something they can try and figure out here, but still this is such a heavy advantage. Ari, okay, she's gonna find 3, so now this is a 2 versus 4. Both attackers are playing this kind of double stack position. I love this. Nothing you can really do peeking into 2 people right on top of each other. The bomb not directly planted. Flowerful, another. A 2 versus 2 now. But guns have been picked up. She'd need the ace. Can't find it. 2-0.
That was such a phenomenal way to play. Stacked on top of each other on that corner with that Omen smoke. They know they were there, but they just don't know which part of the smoke. And you kind of are just spraying and praying, but Built Butter. They know where that the angles and the positions that they had, they had such an advantage because not only are you forcing them to try and duel you, but the longer they taking those battles, the faster that spike tick is going to be happening.
Yeah. I like this kind of preset Cypher utility there. It blocks off main, blocks off ramps, and she can kind of just play this alert game while her teammates are pushing. That's one of the reasons I really love and prefer Cypher, especially on this map, because that alert game can be so powerful. Flowerful, she'll find that first frag, and still, this is their consistent play style. They play very disciplined. They just kind of chill out, have a good time, know that they can sweat the other team out. And I love to see that they're still doing it into this one.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, Flowerful with that opening pick, taking out Ari, she now has Empress online round 3. If she chooses to use that to open up the site, that is definitely something to consider. But Zoe catches one on the flank, but the Leer is going to be used on top of that wall to try and push their way through. But Lunar catches a lot with her flash. Not enough will get traded out. And there it is. Flowerful on the Empress as they try to get that spike down. It's a 2v3.
Zoe's in close here. She finds that first, but they're going to TP away from it. So Lori's still kind of that safe hands to hold it off. Slay actually kind of gave her this smoke here that she might be able to try and use to her advantage, but neither of these duels are going to be isolated for her. And this is going to be really hard crossfire to break. That Sage wall will start to decay soon, and if she catches the timing, well, she won't. Still trying to make her way in close here. Blast Pack gives away the position, and, well, she whips out her knife. Nothing she can do. 3-0.
Yeah. That... I just, like, I love to see that, Flowerful did use all of her utility to try to open up that site on top of that Sage wall. You just do feel a little bad when you're on the Empress and you die immediately, but it happens. Yeah. It's all good. It didn't matter. Rest of the team picks up those trades and to secure that round. But as you mentioned, the discipline that Built Butter has right now, just putting that pressure on, which is really weird because you're a defender on the Money Crew and you need to be putting pressure for Built Butter, but they're gonna open up this round, push their way already onto a site. Zoe kind of trapped here on the elbow, will get found. And screens now compromised while the rest of the money crew just sitting up in heaven and on our rotation. But their bodies are just dropping.
I'd love to see just some econ damage possibly, and Lunar, she'll find at least one rifle out of the hands of Renina, and the resurrection available if they really want to, they will. Probably just to keep the economy building up. Ari, nice shots from her to find that off the Sheriff's Bandit. She has the lineup, but Flowerful dismisses out of the way, and she tries to fall back, maybe get an exit, maybe hold on some semblance of hope. Not to be It Not Han. She has the line and she has the closure. For the side of the money crew, one thing that I've noticed about them that I think that kind of sometimes is working well for them is they have like these individuals that can really pop off, and when they're in a position where they can kind of play the trade game and kind of play those crossfires together, it's really impressive. But I think under like big site takes like that, it almost feels like maybe the comms are struggling or something, which could be true, especially because these are mostly pub teams, where sometimes those call-outs just aren't quite quick enough, and then people end up getting isolated. Maybe they try playing retake, play a bit more passively, try and work back in, and that might be an opportunity for them to try. But this is a tough one to crack when you have everyone from Built Butter being able to adapt so quickly and also really just hitting their shots.
Exactly. Like, even something as simple as watching how they take down that Sage wall is something, it just goes to show the depth of how long this, Built Butter, at least like as a team, have like known each other. Like, they know to shoot down the important parts of the wall, so that the Sage, you can't hide back there. We know we're gonna take it down, and it just creates all of this pressure for a money crew to figure out, well, which site are they going to commit to? And we're already seeing Spike slowly making its way over onto A, but they do have Cypher traps that they're gonna have to deal with here.
Yeah, I like the way Slays is playing here. This is kind of what I was talking about, of something they might be able to try, an adaptation they might be able to make. They're playing very passive with this Cypher utility, practically giving away this space for free in exchange for information on the location. Both teams do have that Raise rocket available, so lots to work with. But with 20 seconds, this is probably going to be a committal in. Ari tries to swing out, but she's not able to find that frag onto It Not Han. The trade is through. Slays also only able to find one. 14 seconds. They have to get this spike down. It's still main. And actually, if they cut off this rotation, it could be perfect, but not able to. Panini will safely get the package onto site, initiate it. Now, this is just a 2v4. Lori up in heaven is found by Lunar. So this could be a possibility for them. They'll run it back from Lunar. That's good information. She knows no one is hell, and she sees two on site. Jenna around the corner. She's walking into two. Oh, they're right next to each other. Shoulder to shoulder, she goes through, but good adjustment from Vernina. And this momentum that Built Butter has right now is so unstoppable.
Yeah, and economy is so like practically bankrupt right now. We're just seeing another pistol sheriff round for money crew, and that cannot feel good. Like, sure, they're getting those picks, but you're itching to to have like a couple rounds with those rifles. Try to pad that up. Try to get a score on the board. They're gonna play this aggressive already with that flashback. Powerful, opening it up. Lori with the trade. Wall comes out again. Just an organized push onto site, and they're gonna get that spike down and force money crew on a 3v5 retake with nothing but sheriffs in their hands.
Yeah, a lot of people peg Reyna as a super selfish character, and I think that's probably true if it's your insta-lock Reyna in ranked. But in a team setting like this, when it's someone like Flowerful, she uses her dismiss very in a way that's very useful to the whole team. She's using it to kind of get information, get positioning, and well, it might not just be that, but everything seems to just be coming up positive for Built Butter, already up 6-0. And we mentioned ahead of time that this is kind of an attacker-sided map. This is kind of one where, once you get the ball rolling, if you're playing well as a team, you can get it going. But
yeah,
that doesn't mean the money crew can just like roll over. I'm not saying they are, but they're gonna need to change something. They're gonna need to find rounds because, well, you cannot enter a half without at least probably finding 4, hopefully 5. So this gun round now is going to be so important for them. They have so many ults to work with, and this should be one they can find. Good start. Lunar trying to get aggressive. She finds the paranoia, the blind, and they can actually revive her back, possibly. Jenna will go for it. Bring Lunar back. The peek is out from that double stack, and I don't even know how she got away with their life. This is great now from the money crew.
Yeah, that was... It almost felt like a raise bait, but she got the trade, worked out very well, and Built Butter are now sitting with 3 against the 5 of the money crew.
Neural theft still in play, and Lori, ooh, I think she just narrowly spotted out the gun there.
Yeah, I think it's a good call right now. Money crew playing this very patiently. The pressure is on for Built Butter to make something happen here. They have the spike. They need to get it down. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Time to work with, and Lunar, she could go big from this position. Spots out the first, flicks up for the second. That is really great from Lunar. She finds 4, and they needed a hero, and well, Lunar's gonna present that for them. They're on the board.
That was a beautiful flick. She played that so patiently up there, waiting for them to push through. I'm a little bit surprised that nobody checked that spot until they got down onto the bottom of ropes, but it really worked out for her. That was a nice clean flick. Secures the round, gets them a point on the board, as you mentioned, and hopefully they can use that to push this momentum and get a few more before the half.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted to see from someone like Lunar Cat. She's really one of the really impactful players on this team, and she's trying her luck again, pushing right on down with the run it back. Panini is in the prime position to work with it, but still, it's 5 on 5. I like that they're taking things a little bit slower here. They know that they don't want to let things spiral out of control, and well, the second I say they take it slow, they're sending it straight on to site. Nice ult from Lori. I can smell the Rosa ults in the chat. And they're gonna have to work in quickly here. Zoe, close. She has the paint shells ready, but they're not even like up on the site. That spike is actually starting to head back towards main, so they might not even commit this. But look at this flank. Look at number 8 there. That flank through from the Omen. Panini is just filling the kill feed with red, and before you even know it, it's left to Slaves, and Lori takes her to that flank. So perfect from the Omen.
Oh, that was so well done, and a lot of utility used to get themselves onto site, but they were able to hold the money crew trying to stall that plant as fast as they could. But as you mentioned, with Panini on the flank already starting to take out bodies, it just really diverts your attention to prevent anything. And the rest of Built Butter capitalized on that, picking up kills on a lot of their own teams, and eventually they just secure that round for them.
Another round available here. Ari's up close. This is a heavy main push. She has the lineup, but runs out of ammunitions. One player down in health. She'll find that dink onto her. Hello, Omen, but Ken. This is kind of the same situation where they find an opener and they slow right on down. The resurrection to bring back Flowerful. Lunar Cats will find that one. So with this wall here, they're gonna probably start to rotate out. And look at Vernina. She's already up in this lurk towards mid, and she knows that at least the immediate area around her is free. But both teams now will start to trundle towards the middle of the map.
Oh, that's a fake. Vernina gets caught, but her team walking their way back already onto A side with that spike. And you see the hesitation from Money Crew, but Flowerful on that flank at CT connects with one. She's now sitting up in heaven as she holds this for her team as they get that spike down. Here's the rotation. Tries to duke it out with Zoe. Not gonna win, but Lori will trade. And now Jenna on her lonesome has to try and see if she can make something happen here.
She has advantage in way of HP, and she has information. She can hear the Rays hopping around. But look at how they're setting up here on the attacker side. They're playing very well together, and they have this crosshair. They can swing off the Sage's contact, and she will have to give away the game. Make a sound cue on this drop. Does shoot. They can still probably expect it. Rays finds that information, peeking out towards Jenna. She's back by the spike, but there's two players presenting themselves. 3 bullets to find this last frag. Time so low, she gets it. But is there enough time? There should be. She'll get it. That's a second round now.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine, right? Okay.
she got it. Yeah,
She got it.
we've had that issue where the visual, the timer was very close, but she got 0.7 seconds, secures that round. Very well played on her part. I think Built Butter, they had a good position as far as crossfire, but the spike being planted in the back the way it was, they'd have to push through, I think, a little faster in order for them to trade each other out, but instead they gave Jenna the 1v1 she was looking for.
The end of this half is drawing near. The Money Crew, they still have only been able to find 2 rounds. 3 more for the taking. And they're getting aggressive towards main here. 2 players pushed up. Flash. Well, at least give them some information. They start to make their way back, but holding on to this kind of crossfire area in garage. The attackers, however, making their way towards A site, and again, it's just the Cypher holding on here alone.
Yep. Cypher Cage is triggered, but the rest of Built Butter already taken over. They don't care about these Cypher traps. They're just going to push their way through, barrel their way, hold down site. You already have Lori camping out on screens. She's going to meet 3.
Ooh, finds that first one, but it's a double down for the defensive side. Resurrection available to work with to come back in here. Han has her knife out, and so does Cypher, but she'll pull the gun out just a bit quicker than Slays. Now there's a player in main, but they're going to be able to take control of this site. Zoe for the first. Panini has made her way off site, so she can play together with it not Han, but well, it not Han, she's taken out by Lunar Cats. Panini for one, they're holding down on this spike and a double peek. Again, it's Lunar Cat. She's consistently the impact player in these rounds that are getting pulled through for the Money Crew and finding really pivotal frags. And in that one, I loved how they played retake. They knew that information early on. They could kind of get that first pick on the entry and then kind of play back with their 4v3 advantage and work back in as a whole. And, well, it's pretty hard to lose it at that point. So this is good from the Money Crew. They're starting to pick things back in. And I feel like they're kind of starting to get that confidence back. They're starting to kind of find a little bit more. They've already matched the rounds they had in the entirety of last game.
Yeah, and the way Built Butter is postured up right now, they are definitely kind of going to go with what they're comfortable with. But Lunar Cats run it back to open up the round. Will run into all of these Sage Orb slows in the middle, but not really able to find anybody. The rest of Built Butter, again, they are so patient with how they play and kind of committing here. First Lear comes out from Flowerful, and they do take out the Sage wall. So they're going to make their presence known at middle, forcing out some movement from the Money Crew. I think everybody's just waiting for their first picks, see which site that they can claim, because look at the way Vernina is right now. She's already in ropes. She might find a spot this Cypher. Oh, she's gonna. I was gonna say that cam will give away her position, but she's gonna hold off, play it a little patiently.
This is gonna be weird timing here with the other Cypher. So they're just kind of sitting behind the box, saying hello to each other with the cameras. Like this tripwire placement, it's quite aggressive, and it will trigger. So now she's so pinched in here, kind of stuck out in this position. Slays finds that one, and Ari already has this flank coming through onto the Heaven player. That's Vernina taken out of the round. Flowerful will get the plant down, but this is an advantage, heavily so, is the trade seat coming out. The spike planner down, not much time, 6 seconds. At this point, she can't plant anymore, needs 4 kills. and it's nothing she can do. That's 4 now for the Money Crew, and that's 2 in a row as well for them. So maybe they're starting to build some momentum. 4-7, if they can pull this 5-7, 4-8, both those are doable. Both those are respectable
Oh yeah.
round differentials for them to work off of.
Yeah, and right now, Built Butter, economy-wise, a little. They can still rifle, but you're seeing. I do like that call. Flowerful on a Spectre still very doable for a Reyna, but looks like they'll opt to trade it out. Bernina will hold on to it, swap it out, but this is the last round. They want to give that rifle to their fragger, and rightfully so. Lunar opening it up. Oh, gets removed by It Not Han, and that has to feel bad so early into the round. But
Yeah.
Res is available from Jenna.
She's tried that aggression a couple times, and it's been one of the things that has consistently worked with this time. They were ready for it. They were ready to punish it. And there is the resurrection available for both sides. Zoe, rather. She's stuck in this kind of back corner here. They'll flush her out with the paint shells, but yeah.
Oh,
Frag grenade will connect. Lori bringing out the rocket as well. More explosives to work in. Flowerful in heaven, and she'll peek in. Finds two. That's so great from her. Nullifies any of the work that Ari was trying to find. So it's left to Slays now in the clutch. She does have these duels somewhat isolated, but if she's just getting blindsided, just getting dinked down to 18 immediately, there's nothing she is able to do. That's going to be an 8-4 half, and that might not be everything you would hope if you are on the team of the Money Crew, but it's workable.
yeah. Now the sides are switched, and as we mentioned at the beginning during the round or during the Asian picks, both sides pretty mirrored as far as what they have. And for the most part, it looks like Built Butter will play it pretty similarly. Sage making her presence at middle, Cypher and A, but something that we've seen Built Butter do on the first map Bind, which I expect them to do here as well, is they're going to be switching things up round per round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that adaptation is definitely going to be exciting to see. That cage is not actually going to cover the cross, so that information given over. Flowerful spots out a couple. The cage will keep her safe for the moment, but this is very aggressive. All 5 players actually heading up towards heaven, and I'm wondering where they're going to take it from here on out. They will start to explode out through the smokes, down vents. There's a Cypher tripwire here, and that Boom Buddy drops down, taken out. 2 players here in a crossfire, but the blind perfect slays for 1, and it's just so overwhelming. So much force out from the Money Crew as they continue. The pace, unprecedented. They're just barreling onto site. And now it's Flowerful left in this back line, 1 HP. Oh, and there it is.
Wow.
Lunar Cats closes that on out. 3-round differential between the teams. Now, I loved that round so much from the Money Crew, because who does that? That was so unexpected by Built Butter. They managed to just kind of really take control of ramps. They wanted to go back. They wanted to concede it, but as soon as that flash blinded off 1, they completely nullified the crossfire up in vents, and I mean, really could just take it home from there on out.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about this map, is when you have an organized rush on a pistol, it is so hard to hold. You're just trying to click away, see how many you can get, but you're not going to get those impactful kills as you would if you had a rifle, SMG, or even shotguns, which are typical favorites for this map. But the Money Crew doing something similar again. Yeah, doing something similar again. But Built Butter, as we mentioned, playing it very differently this time around. Although Lunar Cats opens up the round, will get 1. Flowerful will trade, but Spike on site and is going down.
Odds still heavily favoring there. Yeah, that wall works really well. They're trying to jump up, and that's pretty aggressive from Panini, trying to dive in with the classic. Ari's ready for it though. She'll eat a bit more damage from the paint shells, but it's just whack-a-mole. I'm surprised they're even picking up kills here. They're just trying to be a pest, trying to filter away that economy. And look at what they're doing here. They have the rotation offsite cut off, so they're trying to just take away as many guns as possible. They don't care if they die here. In fact, they want to die here.
Yeah.
To avoid that saving bonus.
Yeah.
And, well, it's working really well. They have it down to just 2 players left alive, so much damage done despite losing the round.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice, again, paying out for the Money Crew playing together the way they did. And I'm curious to see right now, because of how they still have 2 of their SMGs from bonus, if they still want to play it the same way. Looks like they kind of do 4 out of the 5 of Money Crew postured outside of B halls. But they're gonna run into Lori and not Han, or I'm sorry, Panini, kind of playing a little bit aggressive there. Paranoia comes out, but already the rest of the Money Crew fall back.
This is another just very slow, relaxed default. Trying to find an opening pick. And notice how passive this hold is towards middle. They had that Sage Wall, and now they've kind of fallen back. The Cypher too, well, she has her utility on A, and that allows Flowerful to play off it, but her camera and, well, Cypher herself is positioned in this heaven area. So I really like when teams do this. They spread out that Cypher utility, not necessarily to stop a rush, but instead just to find information. And information they will find as it's the attacker starting to charge on into the heaven. However, the defense, they're already pretty heavily rotated in here, in control. Panini close on the site. She's forced out by the paint shells, and it will connect the kill, but the trades come out on top for that side of Built Butter, spamming down this wall already. And with 20 seconds left, the spike will be initiated. 2 up in heaven, 1 on the rafters. Lunar, she won't be able to be traded out as she finds 2.
Oh, wow.
Make it 3 for her, and Zoe cleans up shop. 7-8. This is very, very close for the Money Crew.
Almost? Yeah, that corner is just the spot to play, it seems. Everybody just kind of lets, they walk through, they don't look, and that's twice now we've seen in this game that somebody sitting up there just grabs multiple kills and secures that round. But this is the strength of an organized team playing on the attacker side of this map. There's so much places that you have to hold, and it looks like already Lunar with their run it back, trying to push through. But once again, Panini and Lori sitting on that corner, wall already broken down. So it's a little bit of the same but different for both sides. Everybody trying to make their presence known, trying to be seen, trying to get picks, see what they can open up here. But look at how far pushed up Built Butter is.
Yeah, oh,
but
that
Lunar,
is, oh, wow.
Again, double kill for her to open it up. She was just gonna run her way through so fast onto B, knowing that those are the 2 people holding it. Get that spike down and let's go. Rest of her team soon to follow, and Built Butter now forced to try to take this on the retake with a 3v5.
Look where Lunar is. She wants more here. She's going to have a chance with Flowerful 3K. The impeccable crosshair placement. Well, from everyone. 5 headshots, 5 kills, flawless round as they tie things back up here. So this is very, very, very competitive. And in that round, yes. I think that I like the idea from Built Butter. They needed information because I think that for the Money Crew, they have been very in control in the way of information. Their positioning is relatively unknown, and they're kind of almost in the heads here. But by pushing up there, trying to figure out, try and take some map control, I like the idea. But, well, when Lunar Cats is hitting the shots she is, well, might not be the best choice for them. Buy is good for both teams here. And again, it's really just kind of similar to what we've seen every round. Cypher on the lurk towards A, 2 mid, 2 B main. They just kind of wait this out. So definitely a slow start for everyone.
Yeah, at this point, it's seems to come down to who gets picked off first. Those opening kills tend to open up the rest of the map, as it allows whoever gets that pick to play a little more aggressive. Much more definitely in favor for the money crew playing attacker side, because you don't want to really open up the sites, but pain shells and paranoia coming out from both sides, as it seems that the decision has been made to try and force their way onto B to get that spike down. But the rest of Built Butter already making their rotations over. Panini not able to connect, but will eventually get traded out. And Spike is down. It's a 3v3.
This is an important one for both teams. Lori from the heavens picking up that first pick. She also has this showstopper available. She will pop that. Zoe in close. The blast pack's up in close, and she will hit that directly on the head. Jenna in close, though. She'll find two there into the 1v1, but Flowerful will hit the shot. So the momentum starts to swing that pendulum back in the favor of Built Butter. This is more of the form that we've seen from them before, being very skilled at those retakes, knowing that as a coordinated team, they can give away that space and just safely work their way back in, especially with that raise rocket. Even if she hadn't gotten a kill there, just kind of the information that she got in terms of finding out where both players were and kind of forcing them to pay attention to that showstopper made it a really pretty easy job for her team to mop up.
Yep, that when you just hear the voice cue of Raze yelling that, you're like, ah, fall back, fall back.
And well, they won that round. Look what this has done to the economy. For the defensive side, they're down to SMGs, so they will go aggressive. The right call there, and that's the lurker of Slays immediately taken out. This has been kind of a tough run of things for Slays on some of these lurks. Not been having the best of luck, and by losing her so close into the round, this is going to be hard. Resurrection available, and as they're starting to kind of pull their Sage over here, I'm guessing they are going to go for this Resurrection once they clear out the area. It will be back into the 5 versus 5, but they wasted so much time there. Like, so much time used up.
Yep, they have under a minute left to get Spike on site, but Flowerful takes the another opening pick, taking out Lunar.
Oh, the lineup!
The rest of her team just give her the triple kill. She has 6 HP left, but I don't think she cares. She has that ultimate if she really needs to use it. But the big thing here is, as the lady says, 30 seconds left. It's a 2v5. And that Spike still not on site.
Yeah, they are so low on time here. If they can punish any of these guns, take them away. Oh, never mind. Does not matter. It not Han and Flowerful do everything that round in the way of just the aggression. And, well, what we said early on with that aggression, finding that first pick and forcing them to waste the time to do the resurrection. Not only was that time wasted, but it was map control lost. They... by kind of the read that allowed them, they knew the res was coming, so we're like, okay, they're going to be forced over here, and with no time left on the clock, it has to be an A committal. So they had to push directly in to practically the whole team, and, well, into Flowerful, and that was just their undoing. So it looked really good for the money crew for those couple of rounds, for those 4 rounds. At the start of this half, they pulled together, but Built Butter, they're starting to return to their form.
Run it back once again is used by Lunar, but not able to connect. Trades going out. It's still a 4v4 as the rest of the money crew make their way onto B site. They want to get that Spike down, but Built Butter already in play for the retake as they play themselves aggressive. Slays finds a pick for herself, but that res will bring Lori back into play.
Most of these players still kind of caught out on the backside. Empress available for Flowerful if she wants to use it. Lunar and Ari find 2, and Flowerful, she dismisses into their line of sight. It's left onto Panini. She has the first, looking to pick up 2 more, but through the smoke, Ari will equalize that round back into their favor. So looking at that one, I think that what went differently for the Money Crew versus their other post plants that they've maybe struggled more with was just how quick they went. They practically forced Built Butter to play the retake. They forced them completely off the site, and this time there was no Raze ult to bail them out. There was nothing to really work back in off of, and they just had the crossfires set to go. So well played to them, but they're still gonna have to keep building here. They're gonna have to keep working if they want to take a side box.
Yeah. And the way Built Butter are playing this right now too, they've just pretty much left A in the hands of Flowerful as the rest of the team postured on B side of the map, because that is where success for the Money Crew have been. And as expected, they're putting so much pressure and presence known on that side to see if they can like take it over, get another point for themselves, tie this game up.
This round, so impactful. Either team really need to pick this one up. Still just 2 holding towards that A site.
Yeah, it looks like Built Butter very aware that they've heard noises here. If not, Han and Flowerful pick up picks for themselves, while Panini using from the shadows as some sort of information to double check, is it going to be A? We heard footsteps here, and they knew that it was. Bodies already picked off. It's a 2v5, and Spike still not planted. Money Crew on the clock, trying to see if they can make something happen, but the trades picked up, locked in by Built Butter, and that's 11 points for them on the board.
11 found, and look at the economy of the Money Crew. They don't have much money to show of it. They're gonna be able to get a rifle on Slays, maybe here. Jenna, she'd be able to buy full armor and a rifle, but I feel like they might just want to save here, play for overtime, and that will be a call, and that is a hard call to make. They've made it this far, and it's looking likely that they would have to fight back in with 3 in a row. They wanted to even take us to overtime, but that is discounting the possibility for them to upset the superior buy of Built Butter. Vernina has changed up her play. She's playing more this kind of default Cypher towards B setup, and that is known, and they're going to just take this super quickly. They want a spike plant. They want that little bit of stimulus into their economy. Zoe picks up 1, but trades start running through. The showstopper will be committed, so that's a good piece of utility to take out of the hands of the defense. It's Jenna all on her own. 1 raise in close, and Lori, she'll deliver 4, as that is now match point. As Built Butter, they look to take this 2-0.
That was... I loved the way Money Crew played that. They knew that they were on a save round. They had to play aggressive and try to force their way through. Unfortunately, Built Butter was expecting that. So they played themselves a little back, getting ready on the retake. But they had, what, 2-3 people already postured up on B Heaven, ready to just kind of pick bodies off with their rifles against the pistols. And it worked out.
Slays finding that entry kill onto It Not Han. This actually opens things up in their advantage very early on. So lots of space to work with. A run it back into the B site. So they're taking this at least a bit of speed. The tripwire gives away the information, but still this site is completely compromised. Ari picks up that other frag as well. So 3 left alive to try and find this retake. Raze up in heaven, holding down the fort in this dark cover. Ooh, this is going to be a close one. Whenever that fades, walking out. Quick snap from Ari. Now down to just 2, and well, they have the economy to go for this if they really want to. Vernina will find Ari, and that's also going to be that neural theft deployed. Flowerful still alive, Empress available. If it starts to move in their direction, a good blind pushes Vernina off, keeping them at bay in heaven. Peek out, Lunar finds that Flowerful. She's now alone in this 1 versus 4. She's worried about the possibility of a flank, and with the time ticking away, she will just retreat, hold on to the rifle in the next, but Flowerful, she has 5,000 left. They'll still definitely be able to scrap together a full buy here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that was a nice, really good round, much needed for the Money Crew there because their economy was really hurting. And again, it always seems to come down to getting those opening picks. I know both teams have been pretty aggressive at the start, trying to see if they can get an ego peak of sorts, take someone out. And unfortunately for that round, it was it not Han. As she was putting her wall down, they find her and they took that as the gates opening onto V site because immediately followed by that run it back, running into V site and taking everything over. But Built Butter playing it a little bit more differently, a little passive again, as the rest of the Money Crew just kind of posturing up, see if they can find any picks.
Yeah, I really liked that save call in the last one because, well, they didn't really need it for the economy. What it did do for them is it means that there's not a resurrection available just yet for Jenna. If she had died or killed that remaining player who was left in the save of Flowerful, then she would have had that ultimate available. But in their present situation, she's not going to have that in the possibility of the game ending here. Lori on this jump peak, up in heaven. They'll start to push forward. Smoke's utility deployed. Perfect paint shells, though, push them back, but they're going to re-aggress immediately after. Great rocket onto it. Not Han. Vernina on the trade, but it's still coming up red. 3 players. It is this disadvantage. Sage is low, and Jenna, she will have this resurrection I was talking about before available if she needs to bring one of her compatriots back. Ari up top close. This is a spot where she might be good for 2, gives away the game. Paranoia to blind out. Lori tries to peek through. She's looking for the shot into the player down low. It's Flowerful to find that. And one does go through for Lunar. Still the time ticking away ever so slowly. Panini on the first, and Flowerful has the Empress, spots out one, will go the resurrection, and oh no, she can't quite get the adjustment. Perfect bait on the resurrection, it is so close, but they find 11, they hold on tight for a moment. Oh.
That was a res bait and a half right there, like forcing Flowerful to swing through, but on that Empress with a rifle, ooh, that gets a little hairy. So close, but no cigar, and Money Crew buys themselves another life. 11-12, and they are smelling that overtime. They want it, trying to keep themselves here, still alive in the proving grounds, trying to see if they can get that overtime, get it to game 3.
Lunar Cats has really picked it up this match. She's currently 22-18, having such a large impact on that Phoenix, and it's working well for her team. You love to see that on this last round of regulation, a possible end to the run of Money Crew. Both teams have full rifles. Both teams have what they want to work with. And it will still be what we've seen for the last 3 rounds with the side of the Money Crew. Putting a few towards B main, taking mid control here, but the other thing is because they've done this so consistently, the Built Butter team, they have a good read on this. They already have 4 players in this direction, and it's what we've seen time and time again. I hate to say the phrase, but if not Han opens that up. Resurrection still available. They're just going to try and pile onto this site, but the force from the defense so strong as they begin to spray through. It's left onto 2. The spike loose down, or I'm sorry, up top, and Lori trying to find that, but instead it's Ari to keep it through. Still, they don't have the spike. She's going to try and teleport back site, but Lunar Cats, for one, she runs out of ammunition, but saved. Her life is still there. The run it back available, but they can just push off of this, take her out. Health so low, 10 seconds, still no spike available. And the rotation is through from Flowerful. They just have to stay alive here. There's no time to get the spike down. Teleportation up for Flowerful, and at this point, 3 seconds. They stay alive, they run away, and they win it through. It will be the Money Crew dropping out of the tournament, and Built Butter 2-0 as they move to the final.